Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the 5th video in a series of game development tutorials on how to make your own 3D platform game in Unity 6. In this tutorial we'll be covering adding a player into our game as well as looking at some animation. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you can help be a part of this channel, and you'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. Now, on with the tutorial. So up to now we have our area, we have a collectible, but we don't have any character in here to play as. Now, there are many options that you could have for a player. You could go to the asset store and download one there, or you could kind of customize your own and create one that you can mold and create and build as you like with different animations. And we're going to take that option rather than use the asset store. We're going to use a site called Mixamo. And what Mixamo is, it's created by Adobe, but it has loads of different character models that you can use combined with thousands of animations that you can pick and customize. There is a specific way you have to kind of set things up in Unity, so we're going to guide you through that now and make sure that you have your player in place exactly as you need it. So what you'll need to do is head to mixamo.com. You will need to sign in, so if you haven't got an account, just make one. It is free, doesn't cost you anything. And then you need to go to characters. And what we have here is pages and pages and pages of different characters. As you can see, loads of different types. If you click one, say use this character, you can easily see it over here and mold it to how you want it. So for example, if you wanted to use this character, you easily could. If you wanted to use a zombie for whatever reason, you absolutely could. I'm going to go with this character, I think, because I think this character kind of fits in more with what I'm trying to create here. But please feel free to use anything you want here. Literally any character will work with animations, any of the animations. So we have our character in place right now. And how do we make it so we can get the animations and export it? Well, once we've got the character, let's go to animations, and then you can search for any animation, but you can see already these are some of the animations that you can stick in there. So let's search for standard run, and this is a nice, simple, awesome running animation. So if we click it, we'll then see our character running. But one thing we have to make sure we do here is tick in place. The idea is we want the animation to be playing in itself. We don't want it to be moving forward because we're going to create that moving forward motion when we do our coding. So once we have this selected and we're happy with everything there, we click on download. This is where things become a little bit not tricky, but you have to know what you're doing to kind of understand how to import this into Unity. So let's click this down here and let's go with collada.dae and then click download. I know there were some options that you saw that we could use for Unity. However, this particular option gives us a folder with the textures in that we need, because those textures are kind of important. At least, maybe not initially, but we can use them to modify our character as we need to. Once that's done, we open that up and you'll see a folder called textures. What you now need to do is create a new folder anywhere you want. So I've got a folder here that I already have preset ready for this, but you would create a new folder. So let me just do that now. Let's have this as character. And in there, all you would do is drag and drop the textures folder into there, like so. Awesome. Next, what you need to do is head back into Mixamo, download once again, and select. Basically, it doesn't really matter too much what you do here, but let's go with FBX for Unity. And make sure we have with skin and click on download. There are a couple of different options, obviously, you can have when importing the FBX, but if we go with Unity, at least we know it's kind of geared more towards us. Once that's done, drag and drop that download into your character folder right there. Next thing we need to do, we need to have a couple of different animations as well. So we're going to need to download like an idle animation and a jump animation. So if we head back into Mixamo and let's type here, instead of standard run, let's have idle. And let's find a nice, simple idle animation that we can use. We've got this one there, I guess. Just kind of stood, looking a bit bored. Maybe this idle animation. Yeah, should we go with that one? Let's go with that one. So let's click on download. Still FBX for Unity, however, without skin, because we don't need it. We've already got it in the first download. So download that now. And it will take a moment, but it will send this up here. And we just need to basically take this and place it inside the same folder. So take idle all the way into character and drop it there. And the last thing we'll do is a jump animation. So let's have jump. And I guess we'll take this one, maybe. So that's going backwards. So what happens if we mirror it? Not convinced with that one. What else have we got? Let's see what we've got. Should we have jump? That one there? Yeah, that one might be okay. It's up to you which one you want to use. You know, you can use any animation. If you like the original jump, then go for it. If you want to use that one, make sure you tick in place. If you do, anything that it doesn't stand still like that, you should always tick in place. Anyway, we'll go with this jumping animation. So let's click download, FBX, without skin, download it. And then we drag and drop that file into the character folder. And if I take a look at this character folder, you can see I've got the textures and the 3 files. If I go into the one I've already pre-made, I do have a controller in there, but that doesn't matter too much. So what I'll do is, let's say, I'll rename this to character. Yeah, I'll just have it as character. There we go. So I'm going to drag and drop this character into Unity now. So as simple as that. And what that will do is it will import everything that we've just created from Mixamo. And it'll say a material using texture. You might get this up. All you would do is click on Fix Now. It will import everything as it needs to. And then if we go into our character folder, you should see a couple of different things here. So if we find our character somewhere, there we are. So this one here, when the person appears, this is our character that we need to bring into the game. So if we drag and drop, place that there, there's our character. Now, a couple of things we do need to do before we carry on. We need to extract the animations, because as it stands, if we press play, our character won't be able to use all of the animations that we need it to. Hopefully the camera can take a look here and see. Will it do it? I'm sure it will. There we are. So the animation isn't working for our character. There's our gem. It just looked a bit weird there. But yeah, the character isn't using animation. So what we need to do is we need to take this triangle icon, which is the animation, hold Control and press D. And what that will do is it will extract it out of the FBX because we don't need it there. Then tick loop time up here. Next, we can close that back down. Let's go on this one here. Click open, take jump, hold Control, press D. We won't loop time on that one because we only want that to play once whenever we press jump. And finally, let's take the idle animation, hold Control, press D, and tick loop time on that one and close that back up. So now we have our 3 animations able to use on our character here. Let's rename this to player. And now what we need to do is work a little bit with this animator here. If we click on it, it's obviously blank. We need to put the animations in here. So I think we'll start with the standard run. So drag and drop standard run onto player over here. And if we go back to scene and click on player, animator, you can see player controller here. So if we double click that, we're back on animator and you can see some things have started appearing. So standard run is now our basic animation for our player. So if we press play, we should be able to see the running animation actually happening. There we go. So our character is now effectively running on the spot, just like they were in Mixamo. We now need to import the other animations that we need to use as well. So go back to your animator tab, drag and drop idle into here, and also drag and drop jump. Next thing, let's keep these in a nice line. and let's right click idle and click on set as default state. What this means is that the character can now access the running animation and the jump animation, but starts with the idle animation. So if we go back to scene view, she still looks like she's running, but that's fine because the instant the game starts, it will change to an idle animation. So let's press play and take a quick look. There we go. Idle. You can see the animation is actually happening. See, she is moving. And it's the same with the jump animation. Like if we went back here, selected jump as the default state and press play, you'll see her jump just the once, but then freeze because there's no further animations to play. There we go, see? Perfect. So let's go back to animator, make sure we set that back as idle as the default. Now we have our character, our player in, ready to code some movement. Now, next tutorial, what I want to do is, it may go on for quite a while because there is a lot to getting a character controllable. There is going to be a lot of C# coding, but I will explain everything as we go along. With this tutorial that we've just done, I will put this character to download. If you go to the pinned comment, you'll be able to download it for free if you don't want to use Mixamo or something isn't working or whatever. You can go and download this exact thing that I've just created for free. So go and download it if you want to. And yeah, next tutorial is going to be all about C# coding, and we'll get this character moving. Remember to subscribe, click the notification bell, stay up to date with every tutorial I upload, and I will see you in the next one.